students. In this session, we discuss about the journey towards freedom. In 1857, Indians conducted a united struggle against the British. This is called the First War of Independence. What happened after the First War of Independence?
The British were very unhappy with Indians asking freedom. They were suspicious when groups of people gathered together. The people of our country underwent extreme hardship under British rule. Many normal rights were taken away and everyone suffered a great deal. In every part of the country, people wrote and spoke about the hardships faced by Indians. The freedom movement this time was not only among the soldiers but also among the common people of the country. The Indian freedom movement was unique because it was non-violent. The leaders asked the people not to take up arms but to fight by peaceful means. They would refuse to work and take out protest marches. Then they would speak to their British superiors about the injustice that was being done, all in a peaceful manner. After the First War of Independence, the British government became harsher with the Indians and the struggle for freedom lasted 90 more years. Many events happened from 1857 onwards, which led to British finally leaving India to govern herself.
In 1905, Lord Curzon partitioned the Bengal. The Swadeshi movement started as a reaction to the partition of Bengal.
Partition of Bengal. Bengal was a vast state about the size of France. It included West Bengal, Bangladesh and parts of present-day Bihar, Assam and Odisha. It was very difficult to govern such a large state. Towns and villages far away from Kolkata got little or no attention. In 16 October 1905, Bengal was divided into East Bengal and Assam as one state and West Bengal as the other. The majority of people in East Bengal were Muslims. Many Indians felt that the British were trying to divide the people according to their religion and rule over them. Therefore, there was a lot of opposition to it. Swadeshi movement. The Swadeshi movement took place from 1905 to 1908 as a protest against the partition of Bengal. People all over the country decided to boycott British goods and use only Indian products. British goods were piled up in public places and burned.
Next, we discuss about the formation of All India Muslim League.
Formation of the All India Muslim League. The All India Muslim League was founded in Dhaka in 1906, soon after the partition of Bengal, to look after the interests of Muslims in India. It played a major role in the partition of India.
what is Jallianwala Bagh tragedy?
The Jallianwala Bagh tragedy. On 13th April 1919, thousands of men, women and children gathered in Jallianwala Bagh, a large park in Amritsar, to celebrate the Sikh festival of Vaishakhi. A British officer, Reginald Dyer, ordered his soldiers to shoot the people in the park. The park was inside a walled area and had very narrow entrances. The people were unable to escape and hundreds died.
The non-cooperation movement was a peaceful movement started by Mahatma Gandhi in the 1920s. This is the first important movement started by Mahatma Gandhi against the British. As a result of the Chowri Chowra incident, Mahatma Gandhi called off the non-cooperation movement.
The non-cooperation movement. The non-cooperation movement was a peaceful movement. It lasted from 1920 to 1922. It was started as a reaction to the Jallianwala Bagh tragedy and other unfair actions against the Indians. The Indians, led by the Indian National Congress, refused to buy British goods and bought only handmade local products. People were also angry about large numbers of Indian soldiers dying World War I. The Chowri Chowra incident. In many places, the non-cooperation movement was not successful as there were violent clashes between the British and the Indians. One such place was Chowri Chowra, now in Uttar Pradesh. The police fired at a crowd and killed 3 people. In retaliation, the crowd set fire to the police station, killing 23 policemen. As a result of the violence, Mahatma Gandhi called off the non-cooperation movement.
In 1930s, Mahatma Gandhi started the second important movement against the British, that is the civil disobedience movement. The civil disobedience movement started with the famous Salt March or Dandi March.
Salt Satyagraha and the Dandi March. The British would not allow Indians to make salt even when it was freely available in coastal areas. Indians had to buy salt from the British and pay salt tax. To protest against this, on 12th March 1930, Mahatma Gandhi and his followers walked 390 kilometers to Dandi, a coastal town in Gujarat. He and his followers made salt at Dandi. He was later arrested for his disobedience.
In 1942, Mahatma Gandhi started the Quit India movement. That is the third important movement against the British.
Quit India movement. In August 1942, during World War II, a civil disobedience movement was started. It was called the Quit India movement. It was Mahatma Gandhi's call for the British to leave India and grant immediate independence. Gandhiji and other Congress leaders were immediately arrested and jailed. In many places, people took mass leave, held peaceful demonstrations and strikes. In other places, it was not so peaceful. Thousands of people were arrested and publicly punished for their participation in this movement.
Finally, India became free at midnight on 15th August 1947. India was divided into East Pakistan, West Pakistan, and India. Later in 1971, West Pakistan became an independent nation, that is the People's Republic of Bangladesh.
Partition and independence. Finally, after nearly a century of struggle, India got its freedom. India was divided into West Pakistan, East Pakistan, and India. Millions of Muslims moved into East and West Pakistan. In the same way, millions of Hindus moved into Indian territory. There was a great deal of violence and large numbers of people lost their lives and all their possessions. After many years of great hardship, India became free at midnight on 15th August 1947. Finally, it was an end to a long struggle.
During the course of struggle, many leaders emerged. Then we discuss about the important leaders and their contributions.
During the course of the struggles over 90 years, many leaders emerged. They led with wisdom and courage. Many of them spent months and years in jail, undergoing extreme hardship and suffering. Many ordinary men and women were also jailed and ill-treated. The people of our country read about it in newspapers and saw for themselves the sacrifices made by these great men. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, 1856 to 1920. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was born in Ratnagiri, Maharashtra, to a well-known Sanskrit teacher and scholar. He wrote about the suffering that the people underwent under the British. Tilak wanted complete self-rule or Swaraj. He said, "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it." The people of India called him Lokmanya, or admired by the people for his patriotism. Tilak passed away on 31st July 1920. Mahatma Gandhi, 1869 to 1948. Mahatma Gandhi was born Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi on 2nd October 1869 at Porbandar in Gujarat. After his schooling, he went to England to study law. He practiced as a lawyer for many years in South Africa, treated Indians and Africans. He started the Satyagraha movement there. This movement was a peaceful and non-violent resistance to the Europeans. After spending 20 years in South Africa, Gandhiji returned to India in 1915 to join the struggle for freedom. He organized farmers, villagers and laborers to protest against high land tax and discrimination. He and his wife Kasturba fought against untouchability, poverty and campaigned for women's rights and religious unity. Gandhi lived in an ashramam on the banks of the river Sabarmati in Ahmedabad with Kasturba. Gandhiji protested against the salt tax by organizing the Dandi Salt March in 1930. Later, in 1942, he started the Quit India movement against the British. All this he did by non-violent means. He jailed many times. He also fasted several times to bring people together. He started weaving khadi on his charka and asked everyone to give up foreign clothes. Khadi became a symbol of patriotism. Soon after India became independent, Gandhiji was assassinated by Nathuram Godse on 13th January 1948. He was called Mahatma or Great Soul by Rabindranath Tagore, and it is by that name he is known since then. He was called Bapu or Father by the people of his time. To all us Indians, he is the father of our nation. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, 1889 to 1964. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, was born on 14th November 1889 in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh. He is called Panditji or Chachaji by the people of India. Pandit Nehru was the son of Motilal Nehru, a famous lawyer. Nehru also went to England to study law. On his return, he joined the freedom movement with Gandhiji. Pandit Nehru became the Congress president in 1929. He travelled the length and breadth of India, gaining support for Gandhiji's non-cooperation and civil disobedience movement. He was jailed in several times for his anti-British activities. When India became free at midnight on 15th August 1947, he became Free India's first Prime Minister. His speech at that time, Trust with Destiny, was very moving. Jawaharlal Nehru believed that education for India's children and youth was essential for India's future progress. He remained the Prime Minister till he passed away on 27th May 1964. His birthday, 14th November, is celebrated as Children's Day in our country. Subhash Chandra Bose, 1897 to 1945. Subhash Chandra Bose was born in Cuttack, Odisha in 1897. he refused to work under the British and joined Gandhiji's independence movement. During World War II, he escaped to Japan and with the help of the Japanese, he formed the Indian National Army which fought against the British. He was called Netaji or respected leader by the people. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, 1875 to 1950. Vallabhbhai Patel was the son of agriculturist in Gujarat. He gave up a successful career as a lawyer and joined the freedom movement. He became a follower of Gandhiji. When the farmers of Gujarat were taxed heavily by the British, he protested about this issue and won after a non-violent struggle. For this, he was named Sardar or Chief. Sardar Patel took active part in the civil disobedience movement of 1930 and Quit India movement of 1942. He ensured that all the princely states become part of India. He also called the Iron Man of India. When India became free, he became the Deputy Prime Minister of India. He was passed away in 1950. V.O. Chidambaram, 1872 to 1936. Ulagandan Ottapiradam Chidambaram Pillai or VOC was born to an eminent lawyer in Thoothukudi. He completed schooling, studied law and became a lawyer like his father. He was inspired by Swadeshi movement started by Lokmanya Tilak and decided to join the freedom movement. In 1906, he started a shipping company named Swadeshi Shipping Company in competition with the British. This angered the British and he was imprisoned. He is popularly known as Kapalotiya Tamilan or the Tamilan who sailed a ship. Dr. Annie Besant, 1847 to 1933. Annie Besant, an English woman, was born in London in 1847. She made India her home from 1893. She was a powerful speaker and protested against British rule in India through her speeches and writings. Badruddin Tyabji, 1844 to 1906. Badruddin Tyabji was born into a wealthy, well-known family. He was highly educated and was the first Indian to become a barrister in 1867. He founded an organization called Ajman-e-Islam for the social upliftment of the Muslims. Maulana Abul Kalam Moiddin Ahmad Azad, 1888 to 1958. Maulana Abul Kalam was born in Mecca in 1888 into a family of religious leaders. He was among the first Muslims to join the freedom movement. He became the president of the Indian National Congress in 1923 and became Free India's first education minister. He adopted the pen name Azad, which means free. He is popularly known as Maulana Azad.
Thanks for watching.